Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. Today's episode is about product research and developing a system for your trap line. It's taken me several years to develop all the characteristics of a system I want, and I'd say I'm closer than I've ever been. Now it's a matter of just implementing all the systems and then bulking up on trap supply. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys the system for conibears. Now this is for me for 160s and 220s. This is for dry land conibear trapping. Okay. So essentially what I have here is my H stand, right? And it's painted. I've got a quick link that attaches it to a swivel. Good chain. That's very important. Good chain with my tag on it, which then it connects to another swivel on this end, right by the trap, which connects to another quick link, which hooks it to the trap. Okay, so that's my system, and then of course the conibear's painted. That's my system right there for 160s and 220s. And then that way, if they pull the staking part of it, the H stand, it becomes a drag, and then I can still hunt down and find my trap and the animal. Okay, so that's what I run for 160 and 220 dry land trapping. Now my 110s, I'm not going to show them, but they're 110 Magnums Dukes, and I bought the Hags hookups for them. So I bought the Hags hookups, which if you're not aware of how that works, you just put it on there and you can hook them on a fiberglass rod. You can put them down on muskrat runs or bottom edge sets or top edge sets. So that is a system I'm implementing, but I'm using 110 Magnums, and all they've got is the Hags bracket hookup, and then I've got 24 fiberglass rods. Now let's move over into a little bit of water trapping. So my Duke 1.5 double jaws, what I did was I took them, and last year I put a center swivel and I made them longer chain. Now, I don't like this system for dry land trapping. And the reason being is because even with good chain and good swivels, every time as soon as I get a catch, the center swivel clogs up with grass or dirt almost immediately. Okay, so instead of scratching that, I'm using all my old, and they're not that old, Duke double jaw 1.5s, and I just put a Hags bracket on this end. And I'm going to have 24 of those, and the traps will be painted as well, and it'll all be just like this. And that way when I make a catch, there's plenty of chain and swiveling to actually drown the animal. Okay, so that's that system. I'm gonna have 24 of these, so I'll need to buy 24 more fiberglass rods, but I'll have 24 of these. So Hags bracket stuck with the long chain and kept that swivel there, so I didn't have to replace all that. So that's my system for that. Then as far as dry land blind sets, what I've done, and actually if you buy a Bridger 1.5 or a No BS 1.5, they come set up like this. They come set up with short chain, good chain. I am running about, I think it's a foot of good chain with one swivel on this end and your J-hook swivel where it attaches the trap. Now I am going to center swivel these. I'm going to have it welded on and center swivel with a D-ring on the bottom of all my 1.5s, okay? But I am going to keep a foot of chain, good chain, and no center swivel. Hook to a quick link so I can hook to my earth anchors. So I'm going to add center swivel and a D-ring, but I'm also going to laminate the jaws on all these. Okay, so that's my new dry land system, is about a foot of good chain, one swivel where you hook to, then one swivel on the trap, laminated jaws, and a D-ring base plate. Okay, so these systems I didn't come up with overnight. I did a lot of years of testing almost everything out to develop where I wanted to end up with these systems. Okay, so I definitely recommend doing your own research and find your own preferences, but I will say that I've explained pretty well, I believe, that why I've come up with the systems I have. And so, yeah, hours and hours of research, years and years of running trapline. Now I've developed all the systems I want to develop. And then the next video is going to be pretty interesting too, of real talk, because we're going to get more in depth. So these are the systems I'm putting into play. Do a lot of dry land trapping and some water trapping. And I recommend you not only research the products online, I'll read through at the conventions, I'll put my hands on them and study. And then also I'll read a lot of Facebook posts. I'll read a lot of guys' feedback on, certain systems. And then, only then will I purchase those systems and put them into play on my line based on expense. And then year after year you develop your system, and that's when you bulk up your traps. That's where we are today. So yeah, those are a few of my systems I'm putting into play. I hope that helps you guys out. I think there's some great information there, and I think you guys should do your own research and put it to test on your trap line. So anyways, that's this episode of Real Talk. Guys, get a good system in, catch more fur, have fun out there. Tight chains, and we'll see you on the next one.